Hello, motherfuckers. Hello, ballerinas. Hello to my ballerinas. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my podcast. You are now tuned in to Bells Be Speaking. I am so happy and excited to have you all here today, and I am so excited and ready to do this episode, okay? Because this is something that I need to hear, that I've been just reminding and reaffirming to myself a lot lately, and I know that there are other people, a good amount of other people, that could help from hearing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it. I'm so happy to have y'all here. Before I hop in, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and if you are listening to this on my website, make sure that you are signed up to my newsletter, my email newsletter, so that way you don't miss any updates when I post new content and more episodes like this, and especially when I post more music, okay? So yes, make sure you're subscribed, locked in, and ready to go. And last thing is some disclaimers before I get in. Before I start. Disclaimer number one is I do cuss. So if you don't like profanity, profane language, anything like that, then you want to go ahead and click off, exit out, because this is not the episode for you. Number two, if you are wearing headphones, I suggest that you adjust them to a certain stable volume where it's loud enough for you to hear me but not too loud, to where if I get louder while I'm speaking, because I usually do, sometimes it sounds like I'm yelling, but I'm not. I just talk loud when I'm speaking about something passionately sometimes. And I don't want that to be like a jump scare to you. So make sure you have your headphones at a reasonable, comfortable volume. And the third one is, speaking of headphones, if you are around children or sensitive listeners or sensitive ears, okay, I suggest that you do put on headphones, so that way you are being respectful and considerate of the people that are in your environment, who may not like what I'm saying, or they may like it, they may not, but, just be considerate. Like, not everybody wants to hear what you're listening to. So if you are listening, I would just, advise you to put. All right, let's hop in. So today's episode is about not letting yourself get overwhelmed. Okay. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed or get overwhelmed when you have a lot of stuff to do, and you're looking at all the stuff you have to do, all the stuff you got to get done, and just feeling like it's just too much. You got to do this, I got to do that. You racking your brain about it. Your mind is here, and then this, and then that, and it's like the more you think about stuff, the more stuff that you think about you got to do, right? And sometimes that can get to the point, or make you feel as though you get to a point where you don't even want to do nothing. That's where, the procrastinating comes in, if you are a procrastinator. Because sometimes you can just feel overwhelmed, like you got so much stuff to do, and you just avoid it. You avoid it because it's stressful for you. You got tension all in your body because of just how you feel thinking about it, and just, you stressed out, overwhelmed, and you just get stuck. You just avoid. You just want to sit down and scroll and do anything else or everything else other than tend to what it is that you need to take care of. And that may not be for a long time, and that may not be an all the time thing. It may just be for a small period of time for you. But for some people, that lasts longer. That state lasts longer than others. And they get to putting off stuff that they could have done, that they wanted to get done, or should have gotten done based on their own standards, should have gotten done a long time ago. all because they just felt like it was too much to get done and it was too much to do, so they just avoided it. You don't need to do that. It's okay to take your time while you're doing things. And you know what? Speaking of time, sometimes that's another reason as to why people avoid doing what it is that they want to do, or they get overwhelmed because they're thinking of how long or how much time it's going to take to get something done. However long it takes to get done is how long it takes to get done. You still got to do it. So it don't really matter whether it takes 5 years and you get it done now, or it takes 5 years and you get it done 5 years from now. It still takes 5 years. The longer you wait to start, the longer you prolong accomplishing that thing, and the longer you prolong feeling stressed and overwhelmed and frustrated and disappointed, and because you haven't done what you really need to do, but you just, you know what I'm saying? It's like a cycle of emotions, or a circle of emotions that it kind of sends you through. And I'm here today to just remind you all that even though all of that may not be the case for you, only a few of the things that I said may apply for you in this case. Of course, take what resonates, leave what does not. But overall, the message today is to just take your time and take it one step at a time, one or a few steps at a time. Okay? You don't have to have all the steps figured out. As long as you know what the next one is. As long as you know what your next few steps are. Because once you take the next step, once you take those next few steps, those steps lead you to the next steps. So, you don't have to worry about the fact that you only know how to do one or two things. Do those one or two things. And then as you're doing those one or two things that you know how to do, then you'll get the idea or develop the knowledge or gain the knowledge that you need to do the third and the fourth. And then once you learn the fourth, it might get you to the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Like, you don't know what the order is or how fast your progression is going to go and all of that, but it don't really matter. Like, you still got to do it anyway. And just taking it, one or a few steps at a time is what makes that manageable without feeling overwhelmed and, just like pressure. Like, you don't have to feel so pressured all the time. We don't have to walk around with like feeling like a weight is on our shoulders or like your chest is heavy. Again, all of this may not be the case, because I know a lot of the stuff I'm saying, some of the things that I'm saying, they don't pertain to me like particularly in my daily life, but the overall message still applies. Things may not impact me as like emotionally as harshly or as heavily as it does for you, but the bottom line, it still remains that whatever you're feeling, however intense or lightly you may be feeling it, comes from feeling like you need to get it all done at the same time, or all done in one day, or just you know your situation, okay? You may not even be able to put it into words. It might just be a feeling for you. Whatever the case is for you, it's not going to be the same for everybody. You know your situation. Remember to just take it one step at a time. One or a few steps at a time. It's okay. It's already okay. Everything is going to be okay. Even if for you and your situation, it ain't okay right now, it will be okay. So, let go of the worry, let go of the stress, let go of the overwhelm, let go of the tension. A lot of times it be overthinking. It be overanalyzing, or just, if it's not over, it's heavily thinking on it, heavily analyzing it. And it's just, it feels heavy because you're not actually taking the action that you need to take. You're trying to think about lifting everything all in one lift when you don't need to lift everything in one lift. You don't need to jump to the top of a building in one jump. That's why there's a staircase. That's why there's an elevator. That's why there's an escalator. And that goes up one level, one story at a time. Like, you don't have to do it all at once. And you damn sure don't got to feel overwhelmed and pressured and stressed out. So that's all I got to say for this episode. Remember to take your time, get your rest. Make sure you maintain your peace and your balance. You know, the goal and the intention is always to have the drive and the grind and the hustle and to get it done and the discipline, but also the balance of like maintaining yourself, respecting yourself, you know, caring for yourself, and being a peaceful vessel. Like, you don't need to be no stressed out person running around here like a chicken with his head cut off because you just hustling and doing so much and just, I gotta get it, and like all that aggression and stuff like that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to feel like that. And you also don't need to just be sitting in one spot feeling paralyzed like you can't do nothing because you got so much that you need to do. You don't need to do all of it right now. Just do the next step. Do the next 2 steps. And once you do it like that, one or a few at a time, by the time you look up, you will realize that it wasn't that hard, it really wasn't all that much to begin with. It just looked that way coming from the starting point, or looking from the point that you were looking at it from. So that's all I got to say in this video. Thanks so much for listening. You got this. I got this. We got this, y'all. I love y'all, my ballerinas. Thank you to my supporters, to the people that love me, that fucks with me, that support me. Yeah. That's all I got to say for this episode, okay? Yeah. That's it. Make sure you like this video. That's what I want to say. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, what you thought about this episode down below. And I will see you on the next one. Oh, make sure you... And last thing I want to say is my website. Make sure you have my website in your back pocket at all times. Coriel.com. Coriel.com. That'll also be in the description box below. That is where everything you need to know, that's where everything is. All my stuff is there. My books, my songs, more podcast episodes, merch, my journals, my planners, all of that. Coriel.com. Thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.